Hello everyone. Today we are covering CAS 11, that is revised 2017, effective from 1st April 2010. Cost accounting standards on administrative overheads. Introduction. So what is administrative overheads? Administrative overheads shall be segregated cost of resources consumed in activities relating to general management and administration of an organization. It says that cost of resources consumed in activities, whatever activities, it should be in relation to general management and administration of an organization. Or administration overhead, we can say it can be divided into two categories. One is related to production and second one is related to general admin expenses. Expenses which are related to admin overheads, which is in relation to production of a product. Expenses which are related to administrative overheads. Expenses which are occurred as an administrative overheads but which is in relation to production of a product will always be going to be added in cost of production only. It should not be treated as an administrative overheads. As simple. So this cost accounting standards 11, we are covering only general admin expenses in this. So only general admin expenses we are going to study in CAS 11, that is which are not directly related to production, because those expenses which are related to production goes under directly to cost of production. So CAS 11 we are going to study is only on general administration expenses, that is point number 2. For more easy understanding, let us say if you are paying any remuneration to a non-executive directors, then it will not covered as it will be covered as administrative overhead, not as an employee cost. So administrative overheads usually represent in three sectors. First, general management cost, cost of infrastructure, then third is shared services. Like admin overhead comprises items like employee cost, utilities, office, legal expenses, supplies, any outside services, etc. So this is the administrative overheads. Moving further, objectives and scopes are same. Some important definitions are there, you can go through it. Absorption of overheads, administrative overheads, cost objects, imputed cost. So principles. In this we will study the type of administrative cost and their principles. First point, as we discussed, administrative overhead shall be aggregate of cost of resources consumed in activities relating to general management and administration of an organization. Second point, important point, lease assets. Lease assets is of two types. If the lease is an operating lease, then the entire rental shall be included in the administrative overheads. Right? Whatever rent we are paying is directly included in administrative overheads in the case of operating lease. If the lease is a finance lease, the finance portion shall be segregated and treated as a part of finance cost. So first point in mind, it's click what is operating lease and what is finance lease. First we have to understand that point. So first we'll take, if you will understand what is finance lease, then it's very easy to understand what is operating lease. So first we understand what is finance lease. Finance lease is a lease that transfer all the risk and rewards incidentally to ownership of an assets. Means if it transfer all risk and rewards and ownership of an assets. Finance lease is also called with the name of disguised purchase. Now question arises, how will you differentiate or categorize between operating lease and finance lease? For more understanding, let's take finance lease into 3 or to 4 categories. First we understand that. First we say all the risk and rewards are transfer. Like if B has taken an assets on lease from A and says all the risk and rewards belongs to B, then it is clearly a finance lease. First point is clear, if all the risk and rewards are transferred in this case. Second point says, whatever the tenure of the lease has been decided between lessee and lessor is almost or equal to useful life of assets. That is, useful life of assets. Whatever the life of asset is equal to tenure of an asset, tenure of the lease has been decided, then this is also called a finance lease. Second point. Third point says, if the value of asset is equal to or almost equal to lease payment, whatever lease has been decided and the payment of lease has been decided, that is almost equal or equal to the value of asset's value, then this is also called a finance lease. This is the third point. Fourth point, it says, if in a lease term there is a point that at the end of the term asset will transfer to transferee, that means from lessor to lessee at a very nominal agreed price, then that is also called a finance lease. So these are the 4 points. If you categorize, if you fall into any one point of these 4 points, then that is a finance lease. That means if these four categories are discussed, will not covered, then it is an operating lease, as simple. That is, ownership is with the lessor only, then it is an operating lease. If the ownership is transferred to lessee, that is from lessor to lessee, then it is a finance lease. Then it's so second number point says, if the lease is an operating lease, the entire rental shall be included in the administrative overheads. So this is the what is operating lease and finance lease. I hope you can now categorize or differentiate between finance lease and operating lease. So moving further, it also says in finance lease, the finance cost portion shall be segregated and treated as part of finance cost. So this point says, like, if B has taken an asset on lease from A on the term or amount of 1 lakh, you can say, and B says that you keep an assets with you and at the end of the term you transfer to me. At that point, A will charge an extra amount for keeping the assets, like we say 40,000. Fine. That is, then the total amount of lease will going to be for B is 1 lakh plus 40,000. That is 1,40,000. And that B will have to pay as per the terms of condition or as per over the tenure of the lease. So now point is that 40,000 is a finance cost which should be separated and rest should be taken as administrative overheads. So this is the point number 2, in which we have discussed 2 types of lease assets, that is operating lease and finance lease. Moving further on point number 3, the cost of software including upgradation cost shall be amortized over its estimate useful life. So this, if you are using any software or you are purchasing any software, the payment against which is one time and yearly AMC goes for upgradation as an upgradation cost. Like we have purchased an tele and for installation of the tele you have to make one time payment in one shot, and yearly AMC will going up for upgradation of that cost, and that cost will be amortized over the number of years on the basis of the estimate life of software that is will going to use. That is, if it is for 15 years, then that one time utilized cost will be amortized in next 15 years, as simple. If the fourth point say the administrative services procured from outside, it shall be determined at invoice or agreed price, including duties and taxes and other expenses directly attributable thereto, net off if there is any discount, or if there is any ITC available or to be credited, then it should be net off to the cost of administrative service. Any subsidy, grant, incentives of the cost object to which such amounts are related shall be reduced. Any abnormal administrative cost shall not be included. Fine, penalties, damages shall not be part of administrative overheads. Any recoveries or something material quantifiable shall be deductive to arrive at the administrative cost. Assignment of cost, it should be an economic or feasible manner, or its the assignment of administrative overhead to cost object shall be based on two principal: cause and effects and benefit received. Cause is the process of operation or activity. Benefits is overheads are to be apportioned to the various cost object in proportion to the benefits received by them. Presentation are simple. It should be as a separate cost head in the cost statement, and element wise whatever the different administrative overheads we have been incurred, it should be mentioned separately, like utilities, legal expenses, office, etc. They have to be shown under the administrative head, but in different heads only, subheads you can say. So this is the disclosure, all are same. So this is the cost accounting standard number 11. We'll going to meet you soon with another video on CAS 12. Till then, bye.